paying tribute to a driving force behind jazz great Dave Brubeck. Hi, I'm Steve Swat for Comcast Newsmakers, and in our studio this segment is Simon Rowe, who is the director of the Brubeck Institute at the University of the Pacific. Thank you very much for being with us.
Hello, Steve.
And we're talking about Iola. Iola was married to Dave for 70 years, passed away very recently, and she really was a strong individual who helped him succeed, correct?
Yeah, she was an incredible driving force behind Dave and with Dave. Their partnership could really only be described as a collaboration extraordinaire when you think that they raised together 6 children and that she really created some of the master moves behind Dave's ascent to popularity in the 40s and early 50s.
In those early days, she was like his manager, his publicist?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She did a lot of writing on behalf of the quartet, a lot of reviews, a lot of proactive publicity. Of course, the music industry was very early in those days, but she also masterminded the wonderful Jazz Goes to College initiative, which put Dave at Oberlin and College of the Pacific, as it was then, among other universities, and really sort of rocketed his fame into that new audience, that young college audience.
And now she's being honored by the Institute. Really, you've got 2 major events, the Brubeck Festival in Stockton, but also at Lincoln Center in New York.
Indeed, we're calling it Brubeck Festival Coast to Coast this year, and we are celebrating with some wonderful artists. Eddie Palmieri, Al Jarreau and Terry Lynn Carrington is happening here at the end of March, and then a week later we're joining Wynton Marsalis and his colleagues at Jazz at Lincoln Center and celebrating a week of Dave Brubeck there in Midtown Manhattan.
Al Jarreau knew Brubeck, correct?
Absolutely. Al Jarreau is actually on our honorary board for the Institute, and they had a long association, and much, or should I say, some of Al Jarreau's wonderful Grammy successes come through his recordings of Dave Brubeck's music.
It's quite a tribute, isn't it, that all these great stars want to participate in these festivals that you put on?
Well, it is, and I think much of that is their regard for the wonderful 70-year career and legacy that Dave leaves us now. And many of them respected him not only for his music, but for his extra musical activities, his advocacy for civil rights, his sensitivity to cultural exchange and cultural diplomacy. He truly was an international jazz ambassador.
And you say international, but we really know him probably best here in the greater Stockton area because of his affiliation with the university. But now when you go to Lincoln Center, that sort of opens up his work to a new audience, perhaps.
Well, I mean, or an old one, you could say.
Or an old one.
Yeah, that I think so. I mean, Dave really launched his career. Many say that he could have stayed, you know, at the Black Hawk here in San Francisco and had a wonderful career as a sort of regional star. But of course, he took chances and he became nationally famous. And then through his trips on behalf of the government, his state diplomacy tours, he gained an international following.
Well, he had a great career. Iola did too, and you're doing great work in Stockton and at the university to keep his work and memory alive. Simon Rowe, thank you very much for coming by and talking about Dave Brubeck. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Steve.
And thanks to our viewers also for watching Comcast Newsmakers. We hope to see you next time.